right, we're live. Sunday Playbook, episode 2.
Nice.
Number 2. Well, actually, number 3, because we did have to redo one. Rookies over here. Let's see. Today we're going with top 10 wide receivers.
Yep, top 10 wide receiver. Hey, before we start, I just want to give a shout out to the Angels, sweep of the Dodgers, sweep of the Freeway Series.
You know what's good? You know what's good about Angel Stadium?
And you guys are in the playoffs. Playoffs, just like winning the division.
Actually, what's good about Angel Stadium and the Honda Center is they're both vacant by the time the season's done. Okay. So, like, all these extra events that they have, like Disney on Ice is a good one. What do you guys get? I think
Monster
you sell
Jam.
out when it's Monster Jam. Yeah.
Motocross.
Yeah. Supercross. Yeah, that's when you guys sell out.
Yeah. Hey, typical Dodger fan deflecting.
Yeah, well, we'll see you in the playoffs. Wait, no, we won't.
Hey, we're only 5 back of the wild card. We're right there.
Yeah. Baseball is going to get good. I don't know if anyone that ever watches this watches baseball. I'm sure they do.
They better.
I mean, who doesn't watch
Sports.
playoff baseball? I mean, what else you got going on in October besides Sunday football and Saturday college football
and hockey starting?
And hockey starts back up. We're busy right around that time. October is a tough one for us.
You can't forget Halloween, the best.
Oh man, yeah, Halloween's good unless we're working.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Top 10 wide receivers. Let's see. Who do you have as your number 1? Come on. We know what number 1 is.
Yeah. Jamar Chase, consensus number 1 receiver this year. Considered possibly the overall number 1 pick in all PPR, half PPR formats. Standard leagues, you probably want to go with the running back. What can we say about him? 2024, he led the NFL in receptions, yards, touchdowns, fantasy points per game. Since he's in a very heavy pass offense, that will continue. If you guys watched my the quarterback segment, Joe Burrow going to have MVP season. He's going to throw the ball a lot, and I love Chase to be catching all those TDs. So yeah.
Where did we have Joe Burrow? We had him. You had him 2, right?
I think I'm 2. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I had him 3. So yeah. I memean, if we're ranking him that high in as far as a quarterback. I mean, obviously Jamar Chase is his main target. I like everything you said. They're going to be in a shootout, either a shootout or just behind most games because of that defense, and they're going to throw the ball a lot. Let's see. He had 361 fantasy points. He had 175 targets last year, which is up from all 4 years. He's been on the team by at least 30 or 40 targets. So. He had a career high of 84.2 yards per game. Let's see. He had 9 top 10 fantasy weeks. That's insane. Here's an interesting stat. He had 10 60-plus yard touchdowns, 11 50-yard plus touchdowns, and 15 40-yard plus touchdowns.
Plus, he had like almost 800 yards after the catch, which is, if you can get a receiver that does that's huge.
The only concern I have is Higgins. I don't know Higgins, if he takes more targets away, we could see a decline in Jamar Chase. Because I think Higgins is a stud too, and he's going way up there too. He only had 109 targets last year.
But Higgins has been there, and Higgins is going to get his too. And most of Higgins is a lot of third down plays. He does take some red zone targets away, but Higgins doesn't offer the big playability that Chase does.
Yeah. Chase is able to get the deep ball, and he does it quite frequently, and Joe Burrow loves to throw it. So,
a couple other things real fast. ADP has him at wide receiver 1, ECR wide receiver 1. My projections for him this year differ from what other sites are saying. I think he's going to be between like 285 to 292 in points this year, about 121, 122 receptions, over 1,500 yards, and I got him at 12 touchdowns this year. Those are my projections.
Yeah, I think he's going to have a good year. Honestly, I have the first pick in one of our leagues. I'm probably going Jamar Chase, number 1 overall.
Yeah,
I don't see a reason why you wouldn't.
Yeah, I agree.
I think, and for sure, at least a top 5, right? I don't see him slipping out of the top 5 really, I think that's
he's
his
top. He's top 3, I think, in every format.
Yeah, his floor. There's no way it goes by 5. There's just no way. All right, I'll give us number 2. I know yours is different. You told me your 2, and mine's gonna be Justin Jefferson. Honestly, I would have Justin Jefferson. I would have him number 1 if it wasn't for the uncertainty of J.J. McCarthy at quarterback. The hamstring injury is also a concern. This sounds a lot. It kind of sounds like the CMC pick last year, which is very concerning to me. But let's just get it out there. I do think it's going to work out. The problem is Chase, to me, has a for sure QB and scheme that we've seen in the past. So I know for a fact Chase is going to work out, which is why I put Justin Jefferson below him. Let's see. Jefferson's played 5 years in the NFL, made the top 5 4 times in half PPR. The only year he didn't finish top 5 was when he was hurt. He is now a full year separated from his injury and was wide receiver 2 last year in full PPR and half PPR. The thing I love about him the most is his consistency. I struggle picking Jamar Chase over Jefferson due to this alone. Like, sure, Chase can catch the deep ball, but, I mean, I know he gets massive weeks, but, you know, this dude's getting 15 to 25 points a game, every single game. Jamar Chase sometimes has those big weeks, and I think you'll see that where he's getting 45 points, 50 points in a game, which is kind of throwing us off a little bit as far as his positioning towards the end of the year. Jefferson had 8 out of 18 weeks where he had over 15 fantasy points, which is just solid. Like, if I can get 15 to 20 points every game, I'm super happy with that. One interesting stat is he had 30 less targets than he did in 2022. The year he was wide receiver 1. So it seems if we can keep him on track and keep the targets up, he has a possibility of ending wide receiver 1. But like I said, it's all going to be dependent on J.J. McCarthy and you know how he does.
Yeah, I got Jefferson at 3. It's kind of the same concerns. J.J. McCarthy is unproven. However, it seems like any quarterback in that system kind of thrives. So, you know, we'll kind of see about that.
Yeah, Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
Perfect example.
Yeah, we'll see how.
Didn't do anything with the Jets. He comes over there and he has a great year.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see how he does this year, and if Darnold kind of shits the bed, then it's a system thing. So, and if JJ McCarthy does really well, it's a system thing. Couple projections for Jefferson, if you don't mind, I'll go through that.
Yeah.
ADP's got him at wide receiver 2, ECR wide receiver 3. Last year he was wide receiver 2. He's very consistent. He's never finished lower than wide receiver 9 in fantasy points. He still has a ton of upside to be a top 3 to top 5 receiver. I got him at 258 points this year with 106 receptions, 1,460 yards, and 10 TDs. And he does have upside to be the number 1 overall receiver. So the hamstring is an issue.
Yeah.
Huge issue. He dealt with
it
last year, I think week 6 or week 8. He tweaked it in practice, and it kind of lingered the rest of the year.
That's how they always linger.
Yeah.
Because they always try and come back a little bit sooner than they should.
Yeah.
But like I said, I mean, we were talking about this same thing last year with CMC. We were like, okay, the calf injury, is it going to get better? Maybe he sits out 3 to 4 weeks, whatever it was, and it just lingered all year long. And then it became both calves, if I'm not mistaken. And then he's like, I mean, it's a mess. There is risk to picking your first receiver with an injury.
Yeah.
To me, like, you've got to hit on this pick, and that's why I think I put Jamar Chase above him. Like I said, I do think it's going to work out. I think he's going to be fine. He's had a whole year to rest a hamstring. It's a soft tissue injury. Like, there's not it should not linger for more than a year. Like, he's probably taking time off, you know.
Well, I hope that's the case. I mean, hamstrings and calves are one of the worst soft tissue injuries a receiver can have. So,
yeah,
we'll see. Cool. Go with Jefferson?
Yeah, I'm good with Jefferson. I know you have Lamb as your 2. So why don't you go on Lamb? You can hit Lamb up.
Yeah, so I got CeeDee Lamb as my consensus number 1, 2 receiver this year. He's going to be a steady, high-volume receiver again. He's got the upside to finish wide receiver 1 like he does every year. He should have 150 plus targets again. He did have the shoulder injury last year. I had him last year, and every single time he got tackled, dude was on the turf, in a ton of pain trying to get up. He also was favoring that shoulder, so that limited some efficiency last year, but he was still super efficient. He finished wide receiver 8. That's with no quarterback with an injury. So now that Dak Prescott's back, you got the addition of Pickens, who's going to garner some coverage. I think CeeDee Lamb's upside is much higher this year than it was last year. They haven't had a true number 2 receiver, probably since Brandon Cooks. The fact that they got a number 2 receiver now, a lot of people think that's going to take targets away, which it will take some targets away. But now you can double team CeeDee Lamb less, which is going to allow him to get open. And his yards after the catch are huge as well. So,
yeah, as far as the George Pickens thing, I think that it goes both ways. Either A, Lamb is going to make Pickens a lot better, or Pickens is going to make Lamb better. Sometimes the wide receiver 2 benefits from the wide receiver 1 being, doubled up all the time. And I think Pickens is a great receiver. Look, the biggest thing is, he's a massive weapon on a bad team. Okay, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and that's why I have him number 3. Dallas is not a great team. Their offensive line is miserable. I have them 23rd in the NFL, and it's crazy because I feel like 3 or 4 years ago they were like probably in my top 5. I'm also super concerned with strength of schedule. Dallas is ranked they're ranked 31st and have a really tough division. I think the NFC East is going to be a really competitive division, and it's sad that I can't decide who's going to be in last place, either the Giants or the Cowboys. Like, I don't know. I do think Dak Prescott's going to be forced to throw the ball a lot, and if he stays healthy and Lamb stays healthy, because you're right, he finished wide receiver 8, missing 2 weeks for the AC joint injury towards the end of the year. If he finishes the year, he should be pretty solid. I actually had a bet going on with one of my other buddies about if he's going to finish in the top 5, and it was looking really good up until that injury. This one's a tough one, but the guy's a stud. You can't really pass him up. I think these 3, however you do it, however you put it in there, these 3 are going to be in the top 3. However, which way you want to.
I agree.
Let me go with my 4th. First off,
real quick.
Go ahead.
My projections for them real fast. I got projections for each receiver that I'll just go through. So ADP's got him at wide receiver 3, ECR wide receiver 2. My personal projections, I think, is going to be around 250 fantasy points this year. 112 to 114 receptions with about 1,380 yards, and I got him at like 8 touchdowns. But
what do you have last year?
I'm not sure what he had last year touchdown-wise.
Let me see. I want to find out real quick just to make sure.
With his big play upside and run after the catch, he could potentially get 10 to 11 touchdowns. So, but I do like Jake Ferguson and Pickens down in the red zone, so we'll see.
He only had 6. So that'll be an improvement.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
But no quarterback. They had like 3 different quarterbacks last year.
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of a mess.
Oh. But, yeah, he's my number
2.
Okay,
let me go with my number 4 real quick. I got Amon-Ra St. Brown, and I know this is going to be, I don't know. I don't know what people are going to think of this one.
Hold on. You got who?
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Daddy does too.
All right, good. Then maybe I'm not too far out there.
Crazy, man.
Look, I really don't know why St. Brown has fallen so much in everyone's top 10. I honestly was thinking of putting him above CeeDee, to be honest with you, just because of the injury and the uncertainty at quarterback. This dude has the same exact team that he had last year. He finished as wide receiver 3. He finished as wide receiver 3 the year before as well. He's played 4 seasons, 3 out of 4 are in the top 10. Like, why are we doubting him at all? There was no injuries. This team is the exact same. They got Goff, Gibbs, Jameson Williams, Laporta. They all return. The offensive line is fantastic. I have them, well, not fantastic, but they're good. I have them ranked 13th. But I think that we've been kind of used to them being around that range. So one thing's for certain, St. Brown does not drop passes. 81.6% catch rating. He had 141 targets, down from 164 the year prior and still managed to grab the wide receiver 3 slot. 12 touchdowns despite being an effective deep ball receiver. Like, we don't see him typically. He's not Jamar Chase. He's not catching the ball deep, but he's grabbing a lot of receptions. And if he gets more targets, like, this could be a game changer.
Yeah.
St. Brown might be one of the safest picks on this board. I do really like him. My only gripe with him is the offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson, left for the Bears. I don't know what that means in terms of production. I worry more about that. Honestly, I worry more about that stuff when it affects the run game. Like, they're going to throw the ball. Goff throws the ball. That's what he does. And he loves to check it down. He loves to throw those quick passes. So honestly, that would worry me more on like the Gibbs area. Like, are they going to be using Montgomery more, Gibbs more? They're going to split the backfield? I don't know. But I can tell you right now, I'm pretty sure Amon-Ra is going to be safe.
Real quick on Amon-Ra. I had concerns with Ben Johnson leaving as well, but I don't know his name. Whoever their offensive specialist coach was last year, in the last like 2 or 3 years, he got promoted offensive coordinator. Well, Ben Johnson was saying in a press conference a few weeks ago that a lot of his play calling and a lot of the gadget play kind of stuff came from him. So yeah. I don't really see a huge drop off in the systems are the exact same. The play calling is going to be the same. So that's why I have him at number 4, because those concerns I initially had, those aren't there anymore. They kind of been squashed. So,
right.
So ADP's got him at wide receiver 4, ECR wide receiver 7. Like you said, he finished wide receiver 3 last year. I think he's a surefire top 5 receiver again. I got him at 236 points with 110 receptions, 1,270 yards, and 9 touchdowns. So,
cool. Well, at least we're the same on that. Who's your number 5?
Brian Thomas Jr.
That's mine too. Dang.
Oh my, dude, we didn't even talk.
No. I just said, do your homework, son.
Yep.
And there it is. Okay, do you want to start with him?
Yeah, I'll go over him real quick. ADP's got him at wide receiver 8. ECR, wide receiver 8. Last year, he was a wide receiver 4. He had a breakout rookie season. He finished top 4 in yardage, touchdowns, and should have an expanded role in production with their new head coach, Liam Cohen, and a healthy Trevor Lawrence, who was banged up last year. He finished top 10, and I think he has the ability to finish in the top 5. I wouldn't be surprised if he finishes the number 1 receiver this year, to be honest with you. Look at the receivers and Tampa the last couple years, Godwin and Evans with Liam Cohen. Studs. Yeah. Just studs. Yeah. And they're good receivers without him. But the level of play calling that he's going to bring to this team and a healthy Trevor Lawrence, typically there's regression with rookie receivers in their second year. I don't see regression with him. I think he outperforms last year's numbers. So,
no, yeah, he's a rising star for sure. He's got size, speed, hands, route running. Mm-hmm. He was on a bad team and still managed to pull off wide receiver 4 on the year. What's even more impressive is he did it with a backup, Mac Jones, who isn't a bad quarterback. I don't think Mac Jones is terrible. He's a decent quarterback. I just think Trevor Lawrence is better.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence is back. He's healthy, and he should make this whole entire team a lot better. We still have a strong run game. You got Etienne and Bigsby. You know, they're going to get a decent amount of carries, but honestly, I could see a little bit of a split backfield between the two of them. I've said it before. Sometimes having 2 really good receivers on the team is an advantage to both, or possibly just one. The downside to Brian is there's the possibility of getting more attention and leaving Travis Hunter open. I don't see a world where it's a huge concern, not enough to not draft him as your 5th overall receiver, especially because I'm not too certain that Travis Hunter is not going to play. He's obviously going to be playing some defense, and we all know, like, dude, it's hard to play both sides of the ball. Like, this is a rough game. I don't know. I don't know how many targets he's going to be getting out there. I don't know if he's going to be playing more as a decoy. We don't know the scheme yet, but Brian Thomas is amazing. Another positive is Jaguars had a massive upgrade in their offensive line. They have 2 new guards come in. Should make the line much better. I have them ranked 19, which isn't great, but I think last year I had them ranked in like the bottom 5. I can't remember where I had them, but they were like definitely towards the very end. Thomas had 133 targets, which is good, but not anything special. Here's the interesting part. He only caught 87 of them with 1,282 yards and 10 touchdowns. So only pulling in 87 catches, that's not very much at all. He had 14.74 yards per catch. Like, honestly, like, don't make the mistake. Just draft him. I don't see a reason why we wouldn't draft him this high.
Well, here's a couple other things I have on him. He ranked 5th in deep targets.
Yeah.
So he's got the big playability, just like Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
But here's the kicker. Okay, how many touchdowns did he have last year? 8.
10. He had 10.
He had 10. Well, guess who's off that team now that demanded a lot of red zone targets?
Ingram.
Yeah. So my projections for him, 228 fantasy points with 92 receptions, 1,300 yards, and I got him at 11 touchdowns this year. So and after doing all this research on him, he went from like the 7th or 8th receiver in my rankings to 5. So, and technically I could put him up to 4. So,
yeah. Okay, cool. I think we got a good analysis on him. I like him this year. Okay, my 6 is going to be debatable. Who's your 6?
Malik Neighbors. Who's yours?
Okay, yours is more debatable than mine.
Of course. Who's yours?
I got Puka.
Yeah. I mean, they're interchangeable.
Okay, I'll go with Puka, and then you go with Neighbors after.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay, so I got Puka. So, listen, what's not to really like about him, especially after signing Davante Adams? Obviously, so I'm a huge Rams fan, and I've always said, and I've told you this in the past, they've always been missing like their big star receiver. Mm-hmm. I feel like last year they kind of threw 2 slot guys out there and just had them do their thing. Mm-hmm. Kupp was great. I have his jersey, but I don't think his role was correct for him. To me, he's more of like a slot guy. He's more of a reception, just get me first down sort of guy. We even saw in his huge year, he had just a shitload of targets. Like that was his thing. Just a lot of targets, a lot of work, you know. Puka should have another good year. I love how hard he plays. I'm just hoping that he can stay healthy. We have seen that and it concerns me. Also, Matthew Stafford, he's already dealing with back problems. He's getting older. I know he's a tough dude. He's probably one of the toughest dudes that I've ever seen. But you know, that is a concern when your quarterback is already hurt going into the year. Puka was wide receiver 4 in 2023, and last year wide receiver 28 due to injury. He missed 6 weeks and was still in the top 30. The last 7 weeks, he was solid, averaging around, I think it was top 10 in most of those weeks. He had 106 targets, down from 160. The year prior, he still averages 12.53 yards per catch, down from the 14 the year prior. He only had 3 touchdowns, down from 6. But looking at these numbers, it tells me if he stays healthy, he's going to be the real deal. My only concern is, like I've always said, how much workload is Davante Adams going to get? We've seen Stafford with big-time receivers. He loves to go to them. I don't know. I can honestly say that, in my opinion, I think Davante Adams is going to help Puka, because I think you can't not double team Davante Adams. He's going to ruin you. So you have to kind of really put your focus on him. The Rams have a good run game. McVay's a great coach. I think Puka's a solid pick, but again, injury. We got to be careful about injury. He plays so hard. It seems like he falls every single play. It reminds me of like a Mike Williams. Like every catch he makes, he just falls, and it's just like, oh my gosh, is that a season-ending injury? He's limping off, and then he's fine, you know? So I don't know. I like Puka. Let me know what you think about Neighbors. I'm interested to hear this.
Yeah, I got a few things on Puka real fast.
Yeah. Where do you have him? Do you have him in your top 10 or no?
7. Yeah, he's my 7th.
Okay.
Yeah, just after Malik Neighbors. Puka's a dog. But the problem is that dog mentality he has doesn't keep him healthy. The dude takes way too many hits and hits, like you said, hits the ground like a ton of bricks.
Yeah.
And he's a big dude, but that's not going to be sustainable over 17, 18 weeks, you know?
Yeah.
The element of Devontae Adams, what a lot of people don't realize, is he's a deep threat, okay? He's going to stretch the field. Cooper Kupp didn't have that ability. Cooper Kupp and Nakua were essentially the same receiver.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So now you have that element of an alpha receiver to stretch the field. It's going to open up all those underneath routes to Puka. So
Yeah. That's exactly what I was referring to. It's like you have to keep your focus on Adams. You just have to, and it's going to open the field up for Puka all day long. And I mean, Kyron Williams, he's not much of a pass catcher, you know. So all these targets are going to go straight to Puka. I honestly see Puka as kind of the Cooper Kupp 3 years ago.
Yeah,
he's kind of the same guy, you know, except a little bit younger. And we also saw Cooper Kupp deal with injuries. So I don't know, but we also saw that massive season where he outscored everyone by a lot. So
which Puka has that in his realm of possibility this year.
Yeah, for sure. He's got good hands. He's fast. He has good routes. He plays hard. I mean, I could see him definitely getting into the top 10.
Yeah. So. ADP has a wide receiver 5, ECR wide receiver 5. My projections, 245 points with 110 receptions. I got him at like 1,360 yards and about 8 touchdowns. I think the touchdowns might be the issue because a lot of red zone targets are going to go to Adams. Just being the bigger receiver, you know. So and a red zone specialist.
Well, he only had 3.
Yeah.
He only had 3. Puka, he only had 3 last year. And the year that he was wide receiver, what was it, 4? He only had 6.
Yeah.
So I think it's Kyron that's getting most of the touchdowns, and that maybe that's why he's so high. But I mean, I don't think it's too much to ask for to get 6 touchdowns. I really don't. And he missed however many weeks I just said. He missed a lot of weeks. So, I think it's going to be a good season for him.
Yeah. Good with Puka.
Yeah, Neighbors. Go for Neighbors.
Okay, ADP wide receiver 6. ECR has him at wide receiver 4. Last year, he finished at wide receiver 7 with atrocious quarterback play, and he was injured. I think he had the foot injury, and he has a foot injury again. I think it's his toe, which they haven't really come out and said if it's turf toe or some other kind of injury. So that's something that could possibly linger.
Yeah, but it's also something that I see that lingering if it happens beginning of the season.
Yeah.
The fact that it happened at the end of the season, like he's had a whole offseason to recover, like that should go away. Whatever it is.
I think it's flared up again on him, though, is the problem.
Oh, okay. I'm going to have to look into that.
Yeah, but he played with it last year and still finished wide receiver 7. So we'll see. I do think they have a better quarterback play this year. The dude is going to see pretty much every target. Okay, they don't have a true number 2. Exploded his rookie season. Like I said, finished wide receiver 7. I think no doubt he's going to finish top 10, which is why he's in this list. My projections are 240 points for him with 110 receptions, 1,360 yards, and I got him at 10 touchdowns this year. And he's going to demand a high target value, which is why I got him at 6.
Okay, so the one thing that I did not like about him, I'll be honest with you, is I really don't like Russell Wilson in there. I'm not a huge fan of him recently. I don't know how he's going to do.
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
Finished wide receiver 7 with exceptional numbers, right?
Yeah.
You like Danny DeVito better?
No, I like Russell Wilson more.
I mean, Tommy DeVito.
No, I like Russell
Danny
Wilson
DeVito's
more.
Actor. Oh shit. Tommy DeVito. All right.
Please like and subscribe.
Dude, no.
Danny DeVito. Okay.
No, but
yeah, definitely like Russell Wilson.
And
no, I like
and that's my justification, you know.
Yeah, no. I guess it
I guess we're 4 quarterbacks play.
Yeah. The only thing that I was not happy about with Neighbors is the amount of demand he needs just to play well. He had 170 targets.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane. Russell Wilson only throws 400 each year on an average. Like, so over half of the targets have to go to Neighbors for him to be productive, that's what scares me about this team. Yeah, they're going to be down probably a lot, and they're going to throw the ball an awful lot. I don't really see a lot of other weapons. So I think he's got to be somewhere around the top 10. I might have him like right outside the top 10. Like,
oh, he's not even in your
11.
top 10?
No, I think I have him like around 11. My top 10 is going to start getting debatable. I don't even have Nico Collins in my top 10, and I'll explain why. But there's guys that I like more than him. I like Puka more than him. I think Puka's safer than Neighbors. And Neighbors also, he was a rookie, so yeah, there's upside, but also he had a good year and he had so many targets. So take some of those targets away, and where does he fall?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's scary for me. I don't know This team, I don't know how much they're even going to score. Yeah. Russell Wilson wasn't that great last year.
I'm going to tell you right now, Derek, Russell Wilson will be benched by week 5. Okay, you got
really,
yeah. So last year they had Drew Lock, Tommy DeVito, Daniel Jones. Okay, all backup quarterbacks. Okay,
mm-hmm.
you sign Russell Wilson,
right?
You sign Jameis Winston. Okay, Winston throws.
I like
rock.
Winston more than any. Winston's the one guy that could probably put Neighbors as a top 5.
You know who else I think can? Jackson Dart.
Yeah, but the way Winston plays, he might throw 40 picks, but he's also going to throw 40 touchdowns.
Yeah, watching Jackson Dart at Ole Miss last year, watching him at SC for that year that he was there.
Yeah,
the dude is could break the pocket, can kind of adapt as the play breaks down, is able to find his number one receiver, he's able to throw the deep ball. My projection with him at 7 is not with Russell Wilson being his quarterback.
Okay, and I'll help you out a little bit more. Russell, 1, 2, 3. Russell Wilson hasn't finished a season in 4 seasons too.
It's going to be the 5th.
Yeah, last year he only played 11 games.
Mm-hmm.
I do. Look, I like Neighbors. Like I said, I think that I'm finding safer picks elsewhere.
The fact that he's not in your top 10, bro.
Well, you're going to find out.
I don't have Nico in my top 10 either, and we can both justify that. But Neighbors, really?
Well, okay, so you think he's better than Drake London then?
I got London in my top 10, bud.
Okay, but that's my point.
Yeah, I got London at 9. Yeah, I mean, Neighbors at 6. I do. Yeah.
Okay, well, my 7's Drake London. I'm going to go on him. Okay, so why did I take London? Okay, he had a breakout year last year.
Mm-hmm.
He played 3 seasons and finished outside the top 35 in his first 2 seasons. This year he finished wide receiver 5, but why? It's simple, targets. Year 1 and year 2, he averaged 113 targets. Last year, he had 158 targets with 100 receptions. 12.71 yards per catch, and 9 touchdowns. Kirk Cousins was literally exactly what he needed to break out. I wanted to put him in my top 5, but there was one question I had, and it was Michael Penix. Is he going to be able to do the same thing? Well, the thing is, he played the last 3 games of the year, and in Week 18 against Carolina, he was QB7. He threw the ball 38 times for 312 yards, and here's the most exciting part. Week 17, he targeted London 13 times for 106 yards. Week 18, he targeted him 18 times for 187 yards and 2 touchdowns. I think that was 18 targets, 187 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He only played with them for 3 weeks, and he just went off with them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Penix is slinging it. And if that's a sneak peek of next year, then Drake London's going straight to the top. There is no way. I mean, this dude he's a good player. We've always known that. That was the thing. We always knew that. And he was being drafted like this 2 years ago. And, then he had a slow year. Kirk Cousins comes in. He has a good year. Penix comes in, and he's he's going off. One last thing to mention about Penix, because, if it's a concern to you that he doesn't do that, Kirk Cousins is still there.
Yeah.
Like, Kirk can come in at any time, and he's a vet. He's a good quarterback. The worst thing that could happen is he has the season that he had last year, which is wide receiver 7. So I think he's an extremely safe pick. I think the players around him also make him better, right? You got Bijan. You got a lot of...
Darnell Mooney's good.
Darnell Mooney's good. Look, you got guys around him that's going to keep him, consistent. Play action's going to be available. Does Penix run very much? It doesn't seem like he likes to.
Doesn't. No.
But he can escape the pocket if he needs to.
Yeah.
He's just not a true runner. which I think is perfect. I actually like that for my receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think he's a solid pick. I think he's going to be slept on this year. I think his floor, maybe wide receiver 11. I think his ceiling's probably around 3. I don't know if he has a better season than Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson, but I think he's going to be good this year.
Yeah, so I was doing my projections last night, and I got Drake London at 9. And then after doing his projections and looking at everything, I'm like, dude, I probably should have put him at 5 or 6.
Yeah, no,
I agree with everything you're saying.
Yeah, I was honestly, if it wasn't a lot of work, I was just going to move him above Puka because I was like, dude, I don't know, because Puka has to be worried, right? There's the injury concern. We've already talked about him, but Drake London, it just seems like everything is good news.
Yeah.
Dude, Penix was awesome at Washington. Like, he was unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
He and the last 3 games of the year, for him to just come in there like that and just start slinging it was pretty impressive.
Another thing with Drake London too, Derek, is, and this goes back to his days at USC, he's an exceptional route runner.
Yeah.
Okay, he can run every route.
Yeah.
The contested catches this dude makes over the middle of the field.
Yep.
And in the red zone, ball hunting skills is awesome. He's fun to watch. Yeah, he's easily going to be a top 10, and be honest with you, after going through everything, I think he finishes top 5. My projections, 225 points, 108 receptions with 1,320 yards and 10 touchdowns this year. So I'm with you.
Yeah, I think I like Drake London this year.
Yeah,
so
me too.
Who do you have at 7?
7 was Puka. I got AJ Brown at 8. So who do you have at 7?
Okay. No, I remember 7 was my Drake London. So I'm on. So let's just go to 8.
Who do you have at 8?
I have JSN.
Okay. All right. I have JSN at 10. So I'll cover AJ Brown here at 8.
Okay. I have just so we're clear. I have AJ Brown at 10. So yeah, cover AJ Brown. I'll give my little spiel on AJ Brown, then we can both go on.
Okay. Cool.
JSN.
Typically not a big draft.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Who do you have at 9?
Drake London.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Go ahead with. Sorry. Go ahead with AJ.
So AJ Brown, ADP has him at wide receiver 10. ECR wide receiver 10. Last year he finished wide receiver 14. Steady production, elite talent, high volume upside. However, the dude, if he's not getting thrown to during that particular game, he tends to run a little slower on his routes, tends to kind of stir up the locker room a little bit. I'm still not sold on Hurts as a big-time passer. The dude can throw it deep. The dude can run. His intermediate throws, what is he, in year 3 now, year 4? Still, he struggles with that intermediate throw. So I look at the upside for A.J. Brown, and I just don't see it there. I think he's a second-round pick. Could have easily fallen out of my top 10. He finished wide receiver 14 last year. My projections for him, 220 points with 90 receptions, 1,100 yards and 9 touchdowns. And I think those numbers are a little inflated. So,
okay. See, so I have different feelings on A.J. Brown. The more I looked at him. So A.J. Brown's always been elite. He's easy top 10 pick here, honestly. I might be disrespecting him a little bit. I think we kind of both are, to be honest with you. He might deserve to be brought up on my list, but he finished wide receiver 18 and didn't even play 4 games. So Super Bowl winners with the best offensive line in the league. They have a good quarterback, great run game. Like, this team essentially it's the same. DeVonta Smith is still out there. I mean, they still have the same team as they did last year. Due to being out 4 games, the reason he didn't place in the top 10 is simply due to targets. The 2 good seasons he had with Philly, he was in the top 10 at 7 and then 5 in half PPR. Both those seasons, he had an average of 150 targets. Last year, he only had 97. So I think if we average in the 4 missed weeks, he's sitting at around 132 targets. I truly believe he will get in the top 10 if he doesn't sit out a bunch of games. We also talked a little bit about Jalen and the quarterback rankings. He only had 361 passing attempts last year, still securing QB 8 on the year. Normally, Jalen averages around 500 pass attempts. I think obviously what happened here, and we talked about it in the running back show that we had, Saquon Barkley had 345 rush attempts last year, which is an insane amount of carries. I think we're going to see regression out of that. There's no way they let him carry the ball 345 times again, which is another reason why we're concerned about Saquon. But Barkley took over the offense. Talking about this makes me want to go back, honestly, and reduce my running back rankings as well. I just don't see how they give him the ball that much. And then, especially with Hurts out there, they have to have seen this as an issue, and they've had to have addressed this. Like, you need to throw the ball more. You got 2 really good receivers out there. You know, Saquon's getting banged up. We got to have him for the year. I think A.J. Brown has a much better year than he had last year. And he didn't do bad last year. He finished 18. So I don't know. I do like A.J. Brown this year.
I just always feel like he's almost like a boom or bust every week.
Yeah.
You know, and I just, for a first rounder, I would not take him. Maybe mid second round.
Well, that's probably where he's going, right? Because I mean, if we're talking about him being 10th, right? I'm assuming he's going late second round, right? Because you got a lot of running backs you got to throw in there. Some numbnuts is going to put Josh Allen in the first or second round. Probably you.
Have you been watching Hard Knocks, bud?
Yeah.
The dude's a stud.
Yeah, good looking too.
I know. Look at the walks. I mean,
the locks are good.
You got to take him in the first.
He's got Letty. Right? He's a good golfer too.
He is.
I mean, dude, he just does it all. Some guys just get all the luck.
Yeah, and that's why you're going to take him in the first round.
I was thinking about being a professional football player, and then I just saw all the traveling, and I was just like, nah,
yeah, that's why.
That's not for me. Playing the snow, I'm good on that. I'm going to catch a cold. Look, JSN, number 8. I love JSN this year. I truly feel like last year we had a small glimpse of him. And you got to remember that DK was still the main guy at the time, right? We saw at the end of the season, JSN started becoming the main guy with an average of 8.1 targets per game versus I think it was 7.2 targets for DK. So I think DK, we started to see a drop in that. I also like Sam Darnold. We've talked about it before. He went to Minnesota, and he played well. Like, he finally had a good year after being on the Jets for however long and not really doing much. So we've seen what he can do with receivers in Minnesota, right? I mean, you have possibly our number 2 receiver in the year over there. I mean, also Clint Kubiak will be the new offensive coordinator, and we know he's a quarterback coach and a pass game coordinator as well. I could see him having some fun with Darnold and throwing the ball an awful lot this year. Like, we know that's his game. JSN finished wide receiver 10 with 137 targets, 100 receptions, and 6 touchdowns. DK only had 108 targets, so we have to consider the fact that maybe JSN is just going to get more of the workload, especially this year. Who do you still have over there? Tyler Lockett? I mean, what's good about
Lockett's gone. They got Cooper Kupp.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so Cooper Kupp could be an issue, but again, he's hurt all the time. So I don't know. I also see JSN as kind of also like a Cooper Kupp, but dude, he had some big games last year, and he just looked explosive. He looked like he just looked like a baller, man. He just looked good. I really like him this year. I think this could be his breakout year. He started kind of showing glimpses of it at the end of last year, and I just don't want to slip on him.
Well, I think that's why Seattle was comfortable in not re-signing Lockett and trading DK Metcalf. But I do have concerns. DK Metcalf was able to stretch the field and pull that safety over, draw the double team. And a lot of Jason's routes were like underneath routes, right?
Right. He had a lot of BS catches too. Yeah. Yeah, so, it's kind of like a Cooper Kupp thing again.
And is Darnold better than Geno Smith? Accuracy-wise, no.
Not accuracy-wise, but I would say I would rank them along kind of around the same area.
Yeah, we'll see, man. Like I said, back to whoever we were talking about, Mr. Jefferson, we'll see if it's a system thing, dude. Because
the thing that I like about Geno is he's a good NFL quarterback, right? Like, he's not going to be your fantasy quarterback because he just doesn't produce enough points, but he's a vet, he's smart, he's accurate. he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's comfortable in the pocket. He's just a good overall quarterback, which is why, I mean, that's why we think the Raiders are going to be better than they were last year, obviously. But, you know, Sam Darnold, we've seen what he can do. He's a good quarterback. I really like him. I think that he'll be fine over there. Yeah, so I mean, I don't have a problem with JSN where I'm putting him.
Okay.
Real quick, let me just take a look at something real quick. 'Cause I just wanted to see the yeah. You still have Kenneth Walker over there. You got some ballers over there. Kenneth Walker. Oh, and you got Jalen Milroe back there too.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be interesting.
Milroe's not going to play.
I think he won't play this year.
Yeah.
But that's probably why they have, and they have Drew Lock, but they probably have Sam there taking the reins this year.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully Jalen Milroe can learn a thing or two, and then we'll see what happens. Okay. Are you finished with your top 10?
Yeah, I got Jason at 10. Real quick, I'll just go over my projections for him. ADP wide receiver 13. ECR has him at 13. He finished wide receiver 8 last year. My projections: 205 points with 98 receptions and 1,125 yards, and 9 TDs. I think the thing with JSN, he's gonna go a little bit later in drafts. And with that being said, with his draft position,
some value,
massive value.
Yeah, for sure.
Upside. So
for sure, I agree. Yeah, I guess I wouldn't reach for him, but you know, if you're like in the middle of the draft, like 5 or 6, you might be able to catch him. You know, on a turn somewhere. I have one more in the top 10. I have Ladd McConkey in there. Listen, I think the Chargers are going to be much improved this year. I have the offensive line ranked 10th in the NFL. I think if Justin Herbert stays healthy, he should have a huge impact.
Well, real quick, Derek, is that offensive line projection before they lost Rashad Slater?
No, this was
best offensive lineman on that team.
Yeah.
That's going to hurt.
I don't know if I factored him in yet.
Yeah, that's going to hurt.
I got to go back and look at my rankings. Okay, well, let's just say they dropped to 14, 15 slot. They're still in the middle of the pack, which is much, much better than they were last year. I think I had him 21 last year. He finished QB 12 last year with an improved line. I think his numbers could get better. Chargers brought back Keenan Allen, which could be a problem for Ladd, considering he's probably going to grab a lot of touches, maybe possibly a lot of targets, but it could also be a good thing. We've talked about this. Ladd only had 112 targets with 82 receptions, 14 yards per catch, 7 touchdowns. We have a good backfield. Omarion Hampton should change the game a little bit. You do have Najee in there, who I think is going to take some goal line carries after he gets healthy. I know he's hurt right now. You know, I have Herbert tied for QB 10 on the year this year. So I do like Herbert this year. I feel like we're on the verge of a breakout year for him, even though he kind of had one last year. My issue is Greg Roman is the new offensive coordinator. And the problem with that is he's never ranked higher than 28th in the NFL for pass attempts. But here's the thing. I looked it all up because I was like, this doesn't make any sense. He was the offensive coordinator for the 49ers 2011 through 2015. The quarterback there was Colin Kaepernick. Okay. 2015, he went to the Bills. Quarterback there was Tyrod Taylor. Then 2019, he went to the Ravens. The quarterback there was Lamar. All 3 of those guys, there's one thing in common. They all run. All 3 of those guys are running quarterbacks. Lamar actually had 401 passing attempts that year. He ran way more than he did any other year. 401 is actually that was his worst year in 2019. He didn't throw the ball really at all. Like, I'm not defending him and saying that, you know, he's going to be awesome. I just think that the stats are a little bit skewed there. I think he's going to be fine for Ladd. So we'll see what happens. I think if we get a pocket passer like Herbert, maybe he utilizes them differently. Like, maybe, like if I were the coach and I went to all 3 of those teams, I would think the same thing. Like, I got a quarterback that can run. I'm going to let him run. Like, why not? You know, let him do his thing out there. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. Let me just hit Nico Collins real quick because I have him outside my top 10. I know this is going to – people are going to go crazy about that because everyone has him, like, I think, like 4 or 5. But let's be real. Nico Collins barely made almost almost made my top 10. I think I have him right outside. He's like around, I think I have him like 12 or 13, only because of what he could do. But to be honest with you, I had him slated in my number 5 slot, and when I made my analysis on him, I'm like, wait a second, there's just no way. There's no way. Nico Collins made the top 10 in 2023 only in PPR, and just barely. He finished number 9. In full PPR, he was wide receiver 12. The other 3 years he played in the NFL, he was outside the top 20. The problem isn't talent. It's literally the guy cannot stay healthy. He cannot finish a season. He's had an injury every single season, all soft tissue injuries, but it's hindered him every year. I get it. When he's in, he's great, but I can't put him in the top 10 if he can't ever finish in the top 10. Like, we're literally going, okay, he's going to do something this year when he's never done it. Like, you got guys like CMC, right? He's had his injuries, but he's also proven to us that he can be a running back 1, like multiple times. So we take that risk. A lot of people take that risk. A lot of people do it this year. They're going to take that risk and grab CMC after he just sat out all year last year because we know what he can be. Nico Collins has not proven what he can be, in my opinion, to draft him 5th overall. That's just, or 5th wide receiver overall. That's just insane to me. Like, and I don't even know if the Texans are going to be any good this year. Like, what do you think about the Texans in general?
Well, I have him out of my top 10 too. And to be honest with you, he's not even my 11th. I got him at 12. And all the same reasons. I think the Texans' offensive line is horrible. They continue to trade big pieces on the offensive line for what? Stroud was bad last year. I'm thinking he's going to have a bounce back year, but who knows? Do they have a secondary option in Houston? Joe Mixon's banged up. What's the run game going to look like? Yeah, just Nico Collins he's gonna be efficient. He's gonna be a top 15 receiver, but where he's going in drafts, I'm just gonna stay away.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense to me when you're going to tell me he's going to be in the top 5 when he's never even been close.
No.
Like, if he stays healthy all year, there's a chance. But he reminds me, he reminds me of Mike Williams. A big dude. He goes up to catch the ball, and he freaking drops like a sack of potatoes. And every time, it's like he's limping off the field, and you're like, oh, shit, did I just lose him? And, dude, when he's in there, he's good. It's just like, if you can't finish a season, how do I draft you that high? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Is Tank Dell back in Houston?
You got...
Is he healthy?
No, he's there. He's on the team, but I don't think he's healthy. They're baking off Christian Kirk, I think.
Yeah, Kirk's going to help Nico. Kirk will help Nico. He will.
Yeah, and then you got Joe Mixon, who, what is he, 41 years old? Like, Dalton Schultz, he's got to be 45. Like,
no, Schultz is younger, man.
I'm just kidding. Look, these guys, he's 29. Schultz is 29. That's old for the NFL. I mean, not old, but it's getting there.
Yeah. Well, that's why we're doing this podcast, Derek, is all the fantasy podcasts out there and all the professionals that do all this kind of stuff, all great info. We've used them for years, but when you're moving a guy like Nico up in the rankings and then you're sleeping on guys like McConkey, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Malik Neighbors, Drake London, it's like we got to put our own spin and our own consensus on these players, because I think it's not always justified.
Your job in the first round and the second round is to get a for sure thing.
Yeah,
you cannot get I hope he does this, because if that pick misses, you're in a lot of trouble right off the start. And we've had a glimpse of it, right? I took Breece Hall last year 1 overall. That hurt. That hurt me bad, because then you're sitting there going, I got to play him, right? I'm not going to not play my first pick guy. Like, he's got to play. It hurts you all year long. By the way, Tank Dell also hasn't finished the season. He played 14 games last year. He played 11 games the year before. He doesn't finish the season either. I mean, there's nothing that indicates that this is a good move here. There really isn't. So I just wanted to speak on that, because there's going to be a bunch of people trying to take him early. Yeah. And I honestly, take him. Take him, please.
Yeah.
Dude,
go ahead.
The only thing that I see an upside with is C.J. Stroud does throw the ball a lot. He threw the ball 532 times last year.
Yeah, but can you stay upright?
Yeah, he's also only had 336 completions, so that's not very much. I mean, he got sacked 52 times.
Mm-hmm.
Holy,
and I think their offensive line is worse than it was.
12 interceptions.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
Real
All
quick,
right, cool. Yeah.
2 minutes. We'll each pick one receiver that could have made your top 10 but didn't. You can go first.
You go first.
Okay. Mike Evans. Dude's a stud.
Yeah.
Continues to be a stud. Baker Mayfield's a stud. I know they lost Liam Cohen. However, Chris Godwin's banged up for half the season. Maybe he's coming back. Probably, week 6 or 7.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Evans has been a top receiver in this league for a decade. Okay.
Right.
Same thing as Derrick Henry. Ride him until you can't ride him anymore.
Yeah.
So Evans is definitely a pick that I'm willing to reach on over a guy like Nico Collins.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, one of the guys that I was interested in and I was kind of going back and forth with, but then I was kind of falling into the same trap of Nico Collins kind of thing, except for this guy does usually finish seasons, DJ Moore. And the reason why is, so 2023, he did finish wide receiver 6. Last year, he finished wide receiver 16. I think we're going to see an improvement in Caleb Williams. And I also, we saw do you remember watching those Bear games? Like, it almost seemed like Caleb had no time to throw the ball. He was there. He was making split decisions. And honestly, he had no chance to have a good season there. This year, I have their offensive line ranked 4 in the NFL. They traded up and drafted guys that are going to make a difference there. Fantasy Pros has him, they have him wide receiver 20. And last year he did better than wide receiver 20. This year he's got to do better than that. Towards the end of the season, he was doing okay. He just, I just think that the team's going to be much better. But again, what I'm doing right now is I'm saying that he's going to be something he really hasn't showed us that he can be. But who did he play for his whole career? Because I think he's one of the most talented receivers that's never really had a good team.
Panthers.
Carolina for a long time. Like, he played, what, since 2018, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seasons there, and 2 years with the Bears. Both years, not very good teams, but he did do it. He had a top 6 finish in 2023. Caleb Williams, rookie quarterback, comes over, bad offensive line, has a down year, but finished 16. So, honestly, if he can
More finish 16?
Yeah, finished 16 on the year.
Yeah. I mean, it's not – DJ Moore as a talent is easily a top 10 receiver, but what the issue for me is, dude, Caleb Williams is bad. He doesn't look.
Well, he didn't have time to throw the ball.
He doesn't look good in camp again. And even when he had time, like if you watch some of the film on DJ Moore, that dude is open every play. He's open every play. Exceptional route runner, fast, can spread the field, can take the top off of defense. Open in the red zone numerous times. Caleb Williams just couldn't get him the ball. His accuracy is horrendous, and for that reason, DJ Moore scares me. But
he had 6 touchdowns.
DJ Moore as a talent is easily a top 10 receiver.
Yeah, you put him, like, dude, if he goes to, like, the Chiefs.
Anybody.
Like it's game over, dude.
Yeah.
It's game over. Like, if Patrick Mahomes had a field day with that guy. I guess what I'm thinking is Caleb Williams is going to be better than he was last year, because he could have gotten worse. Could have gotten worse. But, dude, you get a line that can protect you. It makes a difference. Dude, he's coming from college to the NFL. So already we have a change in speed, right? The speed of the game is way different than it was. On top of that, you got these – you don't get any blocking. You improve the line. They knew that needed to happen. They got rid of Keenan Allen. How many targets was he taking from him? Like, he had 140 targets last year. The year he finished wide receiver 6, he had 136. So we have to assume he's going to be around the same targets. He had the same receptions, too. He was just a little bit lower on the yardage. He had 1,364 yards the year he finished wide receiver 6. Last year, he had 966 with 6 touchdowns versus 8 the year before. So I think that as long as the production stays the same, he has the ability to finish wide receiver. He has the ability to finish in the top 10.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think it's too far-fetched. And he finishes the years. It's not like he doesn't. He's played, let me see. I just want to make sure he's played every game. So the first 3 years in Carolina, he missed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games out of 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Every other year he finished the season. The last 4 years he finished the season. So yeah, I mean, it's just tough because I guess I like the players that I have in my top 10 a little bit more. Mike Evans was right around that area too. It's just you took him first. I also am interested in Marvin Harrison Jr. We got to do a 10 through 20 or something, like or 11 through 20, because I feel like that's where you win your rounds. There's a lot of interesting picks out there. Calvin Ridley's supposed to be looking good right now. I was watching him in training camp. He's looking really good. You know, there's a lot of guys out there that I think you can hit on. Juwan Jennings is supposed to be a lot better. So what we'll see. We're gonna have to do another one on 11 through 20. But this next one, let's do running backs. I know we tried running backs and then the video got all messed up. So we're gonna go running backs. And then I think that the next thing we're going to do, we got to get some sleepers in there. We got a lot coming up.
Yep.
We got a lot coming up. So
stay tuned.
Yep. All right, cool. Yeah, stay tuned till next one. We'll see ya.
Thanks, guys.